Watson showed he has the ability to not only become state champion, but a world champion, after he blitzed the crack internationals of Ricky Miller, Sean Moran and Tommy Knudsen last week before the fall cost him the race. Watson, however, will have to contend with a very strong field of 15 riders, including Sydney star Mick Poole, Brian Nixon, Craig Boyce, Stephen Davies, David Stevens, Dave Edwards and Tony Primer. The NBN-sponsored dual championship meeting will also feature the sidecar State Championship and will see a good duel between Phil McCurtain, Keith Braddock and Gary Treloar, and Broken Hill's Chris Fraser and Wayne Stevens. Also on the same night, the Motordrome Giant Demolition Derby with $1,000 to the last car running and a further $1,000 to the most spectacular. Newcastle Speedway fans will be treated to a feast of action over the festive season. On Sunday the 28th, the feature will be the $12,000 Winfield Sprint Car International. On the 1st of January, the Superbike World Cup is the main attraction. On the 3rd, it's the first Australian-American Grand National Test. The 7th, the solo test match between Australia and the World 7. The 10th sees the Sprint Cars World Masters, with the 17th featuring the England-Australian solo test match.
It was a daring daylight robbery. The bandit stormed the bank through the front door with a white balaclava over his head and the sawn-off rifle in his hand. He walked straight up to a young teller, pointed the rifle at her and demanded money. The teller filled up the bag he handed her from the teller's boxes, and police say the amount was well into 5 figures. The man then fled on a black motorcycle without number plates and was last seen in Main Road heading towards Cardiff Heights. The man police are looking for is described as 182 centimetres tall, slight build and was wearing blue overalls. Police have appealed to anyone who may have seen the man to come forward with information.
Managing Director of Parkfield, Neil Chapman, confirmed last night that the Povey Corporation had acquired Parkfield's 11 freehold service stations. Povey bought 22.8 million shares in Parkfield at 32 cents each to acquire the properties. Parkfield will retain their other assets, including a Suzuki dealership, shopping centres and a bakery. Mr Chapman denied rumours that his company had experienced financial difficulties lately and said they now plan to develop 100 acres in Belmont for residential development to be called Parkland. It's one of the many mysteries of Christmas how Santa manages to be in so many places at the same time. And others marvel at how he manages to smile and have a kind word for every little child. But then, that is Santa Claus. And last night his good cheer and jolly spirit was everywhere in abundance. On the medium strip in New Lambton, cuddling kids in downtown Wall's End, and flashing by, perhaps delivering someone's Christmas wish a little early. And of course, it's part of a child's Christmas tradition to sit on Santa's knee and tell him what they'd like to find at the foot of their bed this year.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, come on, Mum.
Well, tonight's the night Santa will be at his busiest. Remember, children, hop into bed early. Don't forget to leave Santa and his reindeers a little snack. And whatever you do, don't try to catch him in the act, or he may just disappear forever.
Joyful lads Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. All right, what's your name? What's your name?
It was very much a family celebration of the spiritual meaning of Christmas. The church was filled as people listened to 9 readings which recounted the story of the birth of Christ. The cathedral choir sang many of the traditional carols, and the congregation joined in for the favourites. Kilos of pork loin, 26 kilos of turkey breast and 35 kilo of plum pudding will go into Christmas lunch at Babington's. The enormity of the task of preparing a 5-course Christmas lunch has kept Chef Hans Blazer busy for weeks. 2 nights ago he had a nightmare. His first course of prawn and John Dory mousse was a flop, but on the day he's confident all will go well.
Decoration to the plum
last night was
pudding
pâté
with
à
the
four,
brandy
a
sauce.
traditional European Christmas biscuit.
It's
For Hans and 6 other kitchen staff, tomorrow will be a working day like any other. But it's not that which makes Christmas so different for European-born Hans.
Since I'm in Australia, well, that's the second Christmas in warm weather. For me, it's outside snowing, skiing, and I don't feel like Christmas at all. It's just not Christmas because I guess it's not cold, I don't know. I'm not used to it yet.
According to Captain Napper, president of the association, plans for the marina are already well advanced, and the preferred site is the old World War II Catalina base at Rathmines. The association believe plans to move the West Lakes Private Hospital adjacent to the site to Toronto are on the drawing board already. The existing hospital, they believe, will be converted into a motel complex. The Public Works Department is the planning body for the marina, and it will release a report in early January showing proposed sites on the lake. A spokesman in Sydney today said that a large developer is very interested in the Rathmines site, and the department's role is to encourage development if the private sector is interested. The Lake Macquarie Town Clerk, Mr Rankin, says council knows very little about any development and was unable to comment. Would it appear that the council and other government bodies are working without consulting the Progress Association?
Exactly, and this is what we have tried to get through to them, to work with us, to tell us what they have in mind, and to give us the right to say whether we agree. This is the ratepayers, whether they agree or do not agree.
When the marina on Lake Macquarie goes ahead, it will be in the vicinity of 150 to 200 berths. According to the Public Works Department, it's not economic to build a marina of a smaller size. The Progress Association holds a petition against any marina, signed in late 1984 by more than 75% of voters in the area. They say if public opinion holds, there will be no marina at Rathmines.
Mr Rankin, who is the town clerk, has it on record in the Post newspaper that should the people be against this marina complex, then it will not go ahead.
The Tobin family moved into their new Housing Commission home in Rutherford just in time for Christmas. The twins, Shane and Michael, were recently discharged from Sydney's Camperdown Hospital, where they've spent 3 months undergoing treatment for the burns they suffered as a result of playing with a lighter. It's thought the pair climbed onto a chair and took it from the top of the fridge in their old East Maitland home as their parents slept. A beanbag caught fire and the flames quickly spread. Shane suffered severe burns to his hands. Michael was burnt on his hands, face, head, feet and back. The two beautiful little boys continue to show high spirits and great courage. Their father Michael has for the moment given up work as a plant operator to help care for the children. How hard has it been to cope with the accident?
Oh, the first 2 weeks was really the hardest. So you've seen your kids like that. But it's hard to say, you come to get used to it. You've got to accept it, and as simple as that. So it's really good. It might be a bit hard for other people, but we're with the kids all the time. We know they're getting better that way.
And how well have the boys coped with it?
Oh, really good. Good compared to what this one here, the main one, compared to what he's been through. And, he's marvellous.
Denise, how much treatment have the boys had to undergo so far?
Skin grafts are the main thing that they've had to undergo. That Michael's had about 4 or 5 operations with skin grafts.
How much help have you had from family and friends?
Oh, they've all been marvellous. They really have. I mean, there's so many people to thank for everything that they've done.
The twins' respite from surgery is only temporary. They'll have to go back into hospital in early February. But to all who know and love them, the important thing is that they've survived their brush with fire.
The Newcastle organiser of the Municipal Employees Union, Kevin Burke, says beach inspectors will be taken off patrol at the end of April and resume in late September. This leaves the months of May and September unpatrolled, months usually warm enough to attract good crowds to beaches. By cutting the patrol to coincide with the new school holidays, Mr Burke says council is forgetting its duty to the rest of the population.
The beaches are not solely for school children and their school holidays. Sure, it accentuates the need for patrol beaches, but as I see it, there are other people that use the beaches beyond the school vacation time, and a practice has been established, and we feel that the council, in the interests of everybody, should maintain patrol on the beaches as for the greater period of the year.
More than 2,000 people have signed a petition circulated by the inspectors. The petition says patrol should continue during the months of August, September and May, as well as creating a special patrol in July for the new school holiday. If the petition and pleas from inspectors meet no response from council, Mr Burke says there is little the union can do.
Industrially, there would be no great move the union could make. Council must, in its own right, have the right to declare when a season's on and off, and the employees concerned would go. These people would simply be deployed in other functions.
Firemen were called to this house in Blackall Street, Hamilton at 7:20. The house is made up of 2 flats and according to firemen the blaze started when the man's mattress caught alight. He was found by his flatmate who managed to drag him to safety. Paramedics took the man to the Royal Newcastle Hospital where a trauma team was waiting to receive him. Meanwhile, firemen managed to extinguish the fire before it had time to spread to other parts of the house. Investigations are continuing into the cause of the fire, but it is believed that it may have been started by the man smoking in bed. In another early morning fire, this fruit shop on the corner of Barton and Maitland Road, Mayfield, was ablaze at 2:30 a.m. The shop and adjoining cottage were both severely damaged. The premises was unoccupied at the time and the cause of the fire is being investigated.
This is the NBN Coca-Cola World
The solo
Cup
field
final.
was reduced from 15 to go 6 for the 5-lap final. And it would be difficult to find a hotter half dozen than face the tapes in drizzling conditions.
Determined to keep Wilmot up there. Sean Moran's the leader. Chris Watson's going with him, but the bike died on him there. No, he got hooked up in the heavy stuff. Moran the leader, only 1 lap left to go. Watson is hoping that something will go wrong up in front of him, but it doesn't look like it will at the moment. Moran's got him covered, and he has deserved his victory tonight. He's ridden very well. He'll come down to the line and take out the NBN Coca-Cola Solo World Cup. Sean Moran first.
Pocket Dynamo
Chris
Sean
Watson
Moran
second.
had an outstanding
Sean Wilmot
night
third.
and was unbeaten in the
Kelvin
heats and
Tatum
semis
fourth.
as well.
Rick Miller fifth. And
In the Formula 500, it was the best field in Australia as some had come across the continent for the New South Wales title.
Very quickly, and the Western Australian champion Vince Chapman missed it. Roy Earpeth from Singleton takes up the running, and Lloyd Thorley starting to chime in early in the race. But this is the last lap of the New South Wales title, sponsored by NBN and Coca-Cola, and the Western Australian champ, the Australian champ, now becomes the New South Wales Formula 500 Speedway champion.
The Australian champ looked unbeatable all night, and when he hit the front,
goes to
good night.
Singleton's
Roy Earpeth second was an
Third
amazing
place
drive.
to Singleton's Lloyd Thorley.
The Tasmanians were 2 down for 223 when play finally got underway in bright sunshine, with Hughes on 91 and Jelic on 92. The first ball of the day was a wide from Dave Gilbert, but Hughes, the brother of former Australian skipper and captain of the Rebels Kim Hughes, started nicely with a fine stroke that rattled the fence. Soon after, Gilbert played his part by dismissing Hughes with a fine catch at backward square leg, and new boy fast bowler Paul Steptoe had his initial first-class wicket. Jelic, who'd looked good throughout, brought up the century as the Tasmanians continued to build a big total. His new partner, Danny Buckingham, got into the swing of things with this boundary and then another. Jelic continued to look good and moved to 126 before being caught out. Tasmania must surely now declare overnight and hope to get New South Wales on the run when play gets underway on the last day tomorrow.
Gordon Blackwell was apprenticed to a blacksmith in Lithgow during the 1930s. He is now based at Anna Bay and is a master of his craft, although these days there is little demand for the skills of a traditional blacksmith.
Someone has to keep the trade alive. I mean, we just can't let it die out. I mean, you'd never make a living on it. Or if you had the electric welder and the oxy set.
Restoration jobs at National Heritage sites generate the most work. Gordon has also toured Australia demonstrating his craft. This week he can be seen at Stockton on
We're going to make that into a chain link.
By trade, Rolf tunes pianos and restores pianolas. role as striker, it's his job to regulate the heat of the furnace. Both men are dedicated to preserving a dying art.
I would guarantee that the only way you can tell a good craftsman, take them all out in the bush and throw away all the electrical things there is, then we shall see who the true craftsmen really are.
And to prove his versatility, Gordon has also put his smithing to music.